Judges 5, the Song of Deborah and Barak. After the Lord delivered Israel from the hand of Sisera, Deborah and Barak, son of Abinoam, lifted their voices together in a song of praise. Their song was not only a celebration of victory, but a testimony of what God had done and a call for Israel to remember his faithfulness. They began by blessing the Lord, because leaders in Israel had stepped forward and the people had willingly offered themselves. They praised the Lord as the true source of deliverance. They remembered how God had appeared from Seir and marched from the fields of Edom, how the earth trembled and the heavens poured rain when the Lord went out before his people. It was a reminder that Israel's victory did not come from human power, but from the presence of God himself. They described how Israel had once been weak and afraid. The roads were deserted, villages were abandoned, and people lived in fear because of their enemies. There was no shield or spear among 40,000 in Israel, and the nation had grown helpless. But God raised up Deborah as a mother in Israel, and he stirred the hearts of the tribes to respond. Some tribes came willingly to the battle: Ephraim, Benjamin, Mashir, Zebulun, Issachar, and Naphtali. These tribes stood with Barak and followed him into the fight. Other tribes were remembered for their hesitation. Reuben remained among the sheepfolds, listening to the sound of the flocks. Gilead stayed beyond the Jordan. Dan remained with the ships, and Asher stayed by the coast, unwilling to leave their places of comfort. The song honors those who came forward and gently rebukes those who held back. The song then describes the battle itself. Kings came and fought near the waters of Megiddo, but they gained no spoil. The stars themselves fought from heaven, and the river Kishon swept the enemy away. Sisera's army was thrown into confusion, and God's power overwhelmed them. Then the song turns to Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. She is called blessed among women because she struck down Sisera, the enemy of Israel, while he lay asleep in her tent. With simple tools and quiet courage, she brought an end to the commander who had terrorized Israel for years. The song even imagines Sisera's mother waiting at the window, wondering why her son has not returned from battle. She comforts herself by thinking he is dividing spoils, unaware that he has already fallen. The song ends with a prayer that all of the Lord's enemies would perish like Sisera, but that those who love the Lord would be like the rising sun in its strength. And the land had rest for 40 years. Judges 5 teaches that God deserves glory, not only for victory, but for stirring hearts, raising leaders, and fulfilling his purposes. It reminds us that God's people are strongest when they respond willingly to his call. Next comes Judges 6, where God raises Gideon, a fearful man whom he transforms into a mighty deliverer.